Okay.
Okay, there we go. Starts. So this is the story of two monks. You're in the town of Cassel, a town that lives in a green valley. Stone fences, wooden stone houses. You could see lampposts of fiery light lighting the town as it begins to show that it's a cloudy day mostly. And we'll start with naming your uh, naming characters.
Okay.
Okay. Ben, can you go first?
My name is August Auburn.
Nice to
And
meet
you're
you.
up.
I'm Saunders Sandstone. I'm quite new. Uh, I'm really interested in what can be taught here. Um, Maybe it'll fit in with my own studies, and you see me kind of digging through my notes and looking at stuff, trying to figure out what to talk about next because I lived through my notes.
All right. So I'm gonna start with Sandrell. As you're looking through your notes, you're a monk initiate that just began your monk studies. Uh, you're and one of your how would I say, not monk mates, but one of your acquaintances, Nora, comes running up to you with a pile of papers, asking if there anything that she could help you with. She's much younger than you. She's a half elf, not. She's much younger than you, but she's been here longer, so she's put herself in charge of you.
Yeah. And I'd imagine it'd be a very comfortable relationship. You know, she wouldn't be overbearing towards me because of the age difference, but her energy would be very pleasing to me. Just feel comfortable with that.
She asks you, Sanders, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm coming to join the monastery. I've taken to heart what you said, and I think it works out with my designs, with where I want to go with my studies. Yes.
To that she gives you a wide smile, like, good, good. I'm going to talk to the head monk. Uh, I'll come pick you up when you think you're ready. You can study in the library for now.
Oh,
Uh,
library. Yes.
uh, yeah, yeah,
Excellent.
that's good. She gives you she points you out to the general direction of the library and says that she will return in a second, and she runs off.
Okay.
As you make your way towards the library, you notice other monks walking about the monastery. Um, you see this. Sorry, you see a brown-haired monk walking towards the exit. He has a he looks like he's frustrated about something as he walks past you. He's mumbling to himself that he has to go. He has to go see a friend again. And you want to chat to him, or do you want to just let him by so you can head straight to the library?
Well, I'm all excited about joining finally, but I'm somewhat in awe. So I think I kind of bob, like a curtsy, and how do you do? And then uh,
He
get
just
ready to
gives
pass him if he doesn't want to talk or anything that he wants.
he gives you a slight bow, like, yeah, hey, um, and then just keeps on his way,
Okay.
going on his way. Um, Ashburn, you just got you're in the presence of the captain of the guard. What mischief did you just cause that got you in trouble? Not your main mischief, just your side mischief right now.
Um, I, I would have been in the dormitories and I would be playing poker with all the guys, and I would be just falsely cutting the deck and winning all their rations for the week. And I would have been caught red-handed, not by one of them, but by a higher monk.
All right. So. All right, not the captain of guard. Then I'm going to switch that back up. Sorry about that.
Oh, did you? Sorry, did you want me to be not in the temple? Because I've got something called that.
Not on the temple.
Okay, cool. Well, I'd be in a back alley. I'd have been kicked out of the local tavern, barred for a few weeks for my my misgivings in there, and I would be playing poker with some of the bums around the back, and I'd be trying to win their booze and sell it to the local kids.
And you were caught mostly cheating at the games, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'd be cutting cards, and one of the bums would totally notice me because I wouldn't be very good at it.
Yeah. So one of the guards is just walking you outside. He's not the captain of the guard. Usually, just holds you until he already knows your friend is coming to pick you up either way. And it's just holding you outside a tavern, just waiting. He doesn't bother taking you back to the holding cells because you are always get bailed. You always get bailed out by the same man. So at this point, after a while of waiting, you would see a half elf with brown hair just he's running down the pathway leading up to the guard, like, my good sir, I am so sorry. Could you let him go? The guardsman looks at him, just gives a sigh, was like, put a tighter leash on him, and lets you go as he walks away.
I would give him a very sincere smile to the guardsman.
The guard just walks. He catches you doing petty stuff, so he doesn't really press. He doesn't do anything about it. It's just always a small crime. He has other important things to do.
Yeah.
But he always seems to be in the vicinity every time you cause some trouble. To him, it's more of an inconvenience than you're causing trouble. So, Balser stands next to you. Oh, Balor, sorry. Balor stands next to you and just gives you a look. Oddburn, really?
And like, he could destroy me with a look, because I know I'm doing wrong and I've disappointed him again. And I'll just sort of kick the dirt under my feet and look down at my feet.
I've offered you time and time again. Join the temple. Get off the streets. You don't need to do petty crime to just feed yourself. The temple will take care of you. Why don't you just join already? I don't see the problem of why you always deny me my invitation.
Just doesn't sound much like fun to me. I may scrape by to make ends meet, but I always meet people and it's always fun.
He just scribbles it. He just razzles your hair and looks at you like, just come on, boy. We can get a bite to eat. He walks you along. Sanders, what exactly are you doing in the library now?
Wandering up and down the shelves, trying to decide which book to pick, which is quite a hard decision. I'll be looking at the people to see what they're doing, what they're dressed as, and trying to figure out if I'm truly going to fit in here as I'd hoped.
Okay. You see just a couple of monks also studying their seems to be studying some techniques in a book or researching a certain topic. And like a few hours later, um, you would after after digging deep in your studies, you would see Arona wandering around the library looking for you.
Okay. Oh, it's Ilrona?
Arona.
Ilrona. How do I spell that?
Oh, Arona is her name is Arona.
Okay. All right, so I see her, and I'm going to assume that she's looking for me. So I'll close my books and stand up and hustle towards her.
I never gave a description of Arona. She's a half elf with white hair and silver eyes. She always greets you with a smile, but she would greet anyone with a smile. She's quite a stuttering girl.
Okay.
She walks up to you. She's saying that the head monk would like to see you and introduce you to the main monk's guild.
Oh, already. All right. This is a little exciting. So I'll kind of reach up and catch her arm, give it a little squeeze, and gather up my stuff and get ready to follow her.
She gives you a smile and just starts heading you to the main chamber where you would see an older man. Uh, he even though he looks to has a long beard, white hair, is balding at the top. Isn't he seems like he would from his face you would think he's a frail man, but from his head down he's pretty muscular built.
Okay.
Think of like um
The monk from Kill Bill 2.
there we go. That's a good one. He's an old man that seems to have been training most of his life.
Excellent. Okay.
Um, he greets you with a nod as Arona bows before him.
Following her lead, I also bow, and I'd like to speak first, but I'm going to hold my words until he speaks to me.
Child, how are you today?
I am fine and so grateful for your invitation to come.
He gives you a nod. Is the knowledge of which you seek here at the temple? Have you found what you were looking for?
There is much knowledge here. It will take a long time to sort through it all, but my studies of geography and plants and natural wildlife, I hope to add to that in time. And before I can get there, I know there's much I need to learn as well.
He gives you a nod to like, that's good, child, that's good. Say, would you accompany Arona on her gardening activities behind the temple? I know you were wanting to know more about plants, and she could use a hand or two.
Love to. I would absolutely love to.
He gives
So
you
I smile and nod.
he gives you a nod and like waves you off.
Okay.
Balser is looking at August as they are eating in the Dirty Habit, is the tavern that you were just kicked out of, but the bartender knows you always come back. As long as you don't cause trouble, he allows you back. And since you're with Balser, dang it, Balor. Okay. As long as you're with Balor, he allows you to come back in. He knows that you already got and you're talking to.
And I would just be stuffing my face and trying not to make eye contact with the people sitting around us, who many of them are giving me the evils. But they're trying not to make it obvious because of Valor.
Yeah, Balor is just watching like, he's like, He tells you that, um, Austin, August, I'm going to be leaving for a couple of days. Do you think you could stay out of trouble till then?
I could try. Of course, I'll try for you.
Because this is your final chance, but August. If I'm not going to be here, so if anything happens, I can't guarantee that I could help you out.
You coming back then, right?
He gives you a slight smile. He's like, um, I'll do my best. I have to travel to the town of the Fair Hall, and deliver a message of great importance. But I'm not sure how it will go. I don't know how long I'll take. I'm assuming 2-3 days.
You're not in trouble, are you, brother?
Me? No, never in trouble. I'm here to keep you out of trouble, remember?
I'll just smile and take some more bread and dip it in my stew.
He smiles. Can you roll a... Sorry. Investigation. Investigation check, I think.
Not sleight of hand. I got a...
No, insight, sorry.
Oh, good.
Which...
That's 19.
Alright, 19. You feel like Baller is withholding something from you? It feels like it's more like if he doesn't need to mention this, so he's holding it in his back pocket. But there's more to his story that he isn't telling.
I would try and hold his gaze as much as a child could. And are you sure? You sure you're okay?
He gives you a smile like, yes, everything's fine. Don't worry about it too much. I'll see you when I come back.
I'll buy you lunch.
With well-earned money, right?
Of course.
Smiles and he's like, all right. Sanders, would you like to roll me a nature check?
Okay. I got 20. And I'm figuring out, I'll just type it in because I'm not entirely sure. Base roll 16 plus 2 for nature. And 2. Alright. So, it might be right.
You would just add the +2 from nature. Would be you roll a 16, then +2 from your nature.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
And take off the wisdom. And actually, it's not wisdom anyway, so that would have been. Okay, so I got 18, which is.
Okay. You as you're gathering around flowers and ingredients, you find a different kind of leaf on the ground. As you pick it, you recognize this leaf from your study as the leaf of fuego. It's a fiery leaf that, as you look at its veins, it seems that there's always fire coursing through the leaf's veins.
Mm-hmm.
Alchemists would usually use this fire as the leaves as a ingredient for fire potions, but they're pretty rare if you're not in the right locations, you don't see them as common as you would usually find it somewhere else.
Is Arana near me?
Yeah, she would be picking some roses off the ground.
I'll draw her attention to it and say, "Oh, look what we found here. What do you think this came from? I don't see the plant nearby."
Her eyes widen as she looks around the surrounding plant life. Uh, I that shouldn't be around here. That's
Oh,
peculiar.
my. Maybe it dropped out of somebody's pouch, an herbal pouch of some kind. Is that?
It could be. This wouldn't be a common type of ingredient to be around these parts.
How strange. Well, it's not completely safe, is it? I mean, it's combustible.
Oh, sure, if you crush it up. I mean, if it's in its leaf form, it looks fine. It's just fine. But if you naturally crush it, it isn't as fine. She's looking at you as she's trying to word off, like seeing what you'll do, because she knows your curiosity usually takes hold of you. So she's watching you as she says each word.
Well, I
trying
look
to
at it. So is it a green fresh leaf or is it a dried leaf?
Think of an autumn leaf that's kind of, yeah, like a dry autumn leaf, but looking at its vein, there's like a spark of fire running through its veins.
How interesting. And is the time of year, is it autumn or spring or
Right now, the town would be in spring.
spring?
Wouldn't be falling as red as they would. Just these leaves are special. They would fall like it. They would always fall like it's autumn, in a fiery way.
Okay. I'll hand the leaf to her and say, I don't think this is safe to leave out and about. This has a potential to do some damage. It would be fun to play, see what we could do with it. But for right now, perhaps you and I should take it and give it to the proper person.
She nods and sticks it in her pouch carefully as she smiles and like, "Good find, by the way. I would have never seen it."
Okay, thank you. It was
So
just staring at the ground.
yes. At this point, I would give you a point of inspiration because you are doing something that you find that would be in your character to like look up stuff and find something that's unusual.
Well, thank you.
Like, and at a point of inspiration, is like another like. But how would you explain a point of inspiration? You add a d6
Oh,
to
I
any
know
roll?
how they're used. No, some people let them stack, and some people only allow one per game.
It's like you could use it for like a re-roll, I guess,
Yeah.
or like for
Yeah.
advantage.
I was just
That
explaining.
was how I'd do it.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I know that part of it.
Oh.
But do you allow them to stack?
Yeah, I'll allow them to stack.
Okay, great.
That was just like a freebie to like teach you how it would go.
Cool.
I want to say a couple of days go by. This would be the third day, and to August, Baller, that name, Baller hasn't returned yet as you're waiting inside the tavern.
And he said he'd be back on the third day, was it, or the second?
He would say that he told you a couple of days. He wasn't
Oh, okay.
exactly specific. This would be the third day, and you're just waiting for him to return.
Okay. And I'm really trying to stay out of trouble, and I'm just in the corner by myself, and I'm just shuffling cards, but not so anyone can see, not so I'm like enticing people to play, but just under the table trying to perfect my dirty card dealing.
All right. Roll Roll me a perception.
Rolling really well. That's 21.
21. That's good. You see you see three new patrons in the tavern today. They look half orcish. They Two of them seem to be brothers, while another one seems to be a close friend, and they're talking to some hooded figures in the back.
And I would totally be interested in this, like, new blood coming into the tavern. New money, if you like, and I would definitely just keep an eye out, like, keep interested, maybe keep my ears open, see if I can hear anything.
Um, the barmaid walks over after serving their drinks. She walks over to you and gives you a smile. She goes, August, I know that look. Don't try anything.
I'll just smile and sort of bow my head. And as soon as she walks past, I would put the cards just in the middle of the table, face down.
Yep. As she walks by, you're just noticing that the half works keep talking to the cloaked figures, and this will be going on for a while. Sanders, what would your day be like today? This would be your third day at the temple. You're usually you've work so far has been studying, learning some martial arts, doing some research for the temple, and just basic studies of things.
I'd be doing everything they offered as well as I could, and taking an interest they in flora, fauna. Do they have their own livestock there at the monastery?
They don't. They more concentrate on herbs and flowers.
Okay, so I'd be spending great deal of time outdoors and in the gardens, trying to get to know people around me.
Okay.
And,
In your in your trying to find out other people's names, you made acquaintances with Una.
Okay.
She's more of the fighter in the temple. She would usually, if there's training or a fight to be going on, she would be the first one there. You would also meet Alucard, who is usually in the library, always reading books. If you chatted with him on research you found the other day, some studies about the leaf of fuego. He finds that interesting as much as you do, but other than that, you guys don't really talk much.
Okay. I would respect that. Would greatly enjoy spending time with Una to get my fighting skills up to par, knowing that that's of importance here and have to hold our own. Does Alucard have a favorite topic?
He more likes to sink his teeth into magic-based studies. Or if there's research to be done in a certain arcana situation, he would always pick up the book and learn about that type of field. He's more on the arcana field.
I'd approve of that. Of his going about to study the topic at any rate. And what is Alucard's favorite weapons? Does she use mostly hands or?
As far
Or
as
not Alucard, I'm sorry, Una.
Oh, Una uses a special type of gauntlets that she named the Punishers.
Okay.
She would She would bash. Like, she's a master of different fighting styles. If you wanted to train more on your staff, she would teach you how to use your staff. She wouldn't go easy on you, but she would teach you what you needed to know. Her weapons of preference would be the gauntlets because it gives her more hands-on approach.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I would ask her definitely for help with the staff. The staff is quite useful when you're hiking through the boggy ground that plants like to grow in. You can use that for balance and all kinds of things, pushing bushes out of the way. So I would like my staff, keep it with me, and want to know how to use it to the best advantage, definitely.
She sometimes makes fun of you for always carrying a stick around when you should always
Sure.
be using your fists.
And I would deferentially nod and agree, and then take my staff and whack her on the knuckles with it, lightly, not as a challenge.
Oh no, she would take it as a challenge. You're like, oh, you think you're better now?
I dive to the ground. No.
Like she's looking for a challenge, and if you pretend to play fight with, those like remember when you were kids that there would be these kids where you give one punch and the other kid like takes it too seriously and starts punching you harder than he should.
Oh sure, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Una would be like. Oh, you want to fight? Let's fight. I love me a good fight.
I'm dead now. All right, and so make it brief and teach me what you need to teach me.
So she spends the day teaching you how to wield. She teaches you how to wield your stick in ways of combat. She always tries to not break it, but you could tell that she kind of wants to.
And it's just like a base, just your most ordinary walking stick that's a little sturdier than the normal, but it's not, by no means anything special.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Test it. No, it's not fractured yet. Keep using it.
So she would teach you that throughout the day. Austin, I'll need you to roll a performance to see if you can entice.
August.
You still August.
Oh no, my performance.
See if you can maybe make an attraction to get those. Groups on
I
your-
rolled a 3.
Ah. So you're.
And I would just be like I'd be like flicking the cards in the air and having to gather them all up and dropping dice and.
Some of the bar patrons that know you, seen better work than you, they're gonna like, oh, he's having a bad day. So you would attract other patrons, but not the ones you want.
I feel like I would intentionally lose, not everything. I would keep enough to gamble with, but I would lose what I can afford to lose to entice people around me that maybe don't know a lot about me.
Oh, evil.
Oh, so you lose your first game, and then you lose your first game, you lose some money, and people are going like, oh, so he is having a bad day. That's good. And you would entice other people to join you. Make another performance check.
Oh, same again.
So people are starting to gather around like, August is having a bad day. He's losing money. This could be our time to gain some money back that he's stolen from us long ago. So roll a deception check. Like this would be your last chance to maybe entice the half-orcs to come over.
Wait, I'll give him my inspiration point. Roll again. Roll
From the
again.
temple.
Yeah, from the temple. She's like, I feel something. Go.
I got a 6.
Oh, well, if she's giving you
But
her
I
inspiration.
Okay,
feel
roll
like
again. I'll give you my inspiration
You sure
point.
it's
You can roll
your-
again. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I've got another 20 in there.
I like your outfit too. It looks like a monk's.
Yes. So that's better. Deception, right?
Yes.
16.
16.
Yes.
This
Thank
time
you so much.
you did better. Like the crowd is gathering around there. Some of them have pushed in front of the half orc, and one of the three like leans over his chair to look over what's going on, and he just sees you losing money after money, and he was like, "I could win some money. I like money, shiny money." So he gets up and makes his way towards the. He makes his way towards the table. Sorry, my
Um,
phone is ringing, and I'm trying to
sure.
mute it. All right, so dang it.
Always.
All right, now it's done. All right, so he gets up and makes his way, pushing past the crowd, and puts a sack of gold on the table. Like, you, small man, play me in whatever game you're playing.
And I wouldn't touch the sack, but I'd just peer at it, like weighing up maybe how much is in there just by sight, and take a seat, friend. What's your game?
He sits down, and some of the other patrons start getting up and walking away. He looks at you and gives orcish smile. Name's Gutar. Do you know about the one with the fish?
The fish is the go fish.
He shakes his head. He's like, yeah, that one.
We don't play go fish at my table.
He looks at you confused, like, you know play fish?
Afraid not, friend. How about this one? It's real easy. I'm gonna start like dealing out cards to me and him.
Okay. He picks up the cards and like, what this?
And I'm just gonna totally bullshit this game, and essentially make up the rules as I go along in my favour.
Yeah, that's fine. He would believe you in some way or another.
Cool.
Just,
So we just play like
just give me like a sum up of your rules.
So you bet similar to poker, you bet every round, and you draw a card into your hand, and you try and make suits, but the suits don't make sense. So like a pair is only a pair if it's in my hand. If it's like if he's got like a black ace and a red ace, if they're not what I say is a pair, they're not a pair. He probably gets quite frustrated.
He nods slowly. Yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah.
Good. And I'd let him win a few rounds like at first, just to entice him more to maybe to bet more.
He seems like one of those that he wins and he will start gloating about it, being all happy and cheerful, like, yeah, I won, you suck.
And I'll totally play along like.
And every time he loses, he gets real quiet.
I'm gonna get a little shifty because he looks quite intimidating, but I've got to wait. I don't know when my friend's gonna be back.
So yeah, you would play your game while I go back to Sanders. Sanders, what you doing at the temple?
Okay, I've been talking with the fellow there that is studying the Arcana, and asking him if he has a favorite field or favorite set of spells that he uses most. Being a monk, it might be, like good planning to specialize in something that others know a lot about. I can have a set of brains to pick.
Um, he pauses for a minute and starts thinking about it. I would, and he gives you an answer, and it's not an answer you would think a monk would use. He thinks he prefers to spell disguise self. He's used it one or two times.
What is it called?
Disguise self.
Oh. Oh, really? I'm interested in the arts of stealth myself. It's so useful to be able to go in and observe things when they don't realize that you're there, because if they realize you're there, then they change the way they act. And this is especially good with studying, birds or wild creatures. So your disguised self, is that what you use it for?
He gives you a slight nod, like, yeah, that's what I use it for. It's real. It's something that I partake in most of my travels.
Something in the way he says that doesn't ring quite true. I mean, not exactly false, but as if he's not really
You
giving the
can
whole
read,
picture.
right?
Is what are you up to, good fellow, when you go on these travels?
Oh, just normal things. Really, it's not. It's my way of getting into places that and researching things that they have.
He has my interest, definitely. I look at him and I go very quiet. And finally I say, and this isn't indoors. I mean, this isn't like crawling around in people's basements or lower, is it?
He gives you a smile, like, no, nothing like that. Um, he it's more of a learning position. I do this so I can get into places like those pesky guilds. They sometimes have books that I may require.
I do. Done it myself. Never destructively, of course. But
No, never.
I'd say, I'd kind of look at him and smile and say, if you need an assistant at any time, consider that I am here. And I'll nod and walk away and go look up my friend Una.
He gives you a
See.
smile and he waves you off.
Yeah.
Una seems to be having a one-on-one match with with a human monk, and you learn his name because Una's calling him a little shit. John, you little shit! Stop whimpering in the ground and get up and fight.
I think that's a bit rough, but I don't say anything at that time.
Oh, Luna's a kind of a rough person.
Yeah.
She doesn't spot you at first. She's just telling John to mostly get up and get in a battle stance.
And what kind of a physique does he have? Is he well built and sturdy, or is he kind of spindly?
He would look like a normal man, like strong, as built as a normal man can be, but compared to, not compared to Una, but Una seems to be built a little weaker, yet she seems much stronger than she looks.
Yeah, that wiry, fast strength. Okay. And does he look like a newbie, or like he's more experienced but having a bad day?
He looks like, well, with Una, anyone has a bad day. He looks like he has experience, but not enough to take Una on.
Oh, so maybe he challenged her. I kind of look over at him and shrug, like, you're doing fine, but you may have asked for it.
Um, he just gives you a look like, "S- don't butt in." And as he's looking your way, Una just jumps up and punches him into the ground, uh, yelling at him to don't look away from a battle.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so you would hear an impact, loud like thunder, and as you're as she's getting up, you see Arona running up to you, like asking, what was that noise?"
Oh, I'll look at her and not just, like, hold on a second, and then I'll do a little half bow to Una and John, and then back out of the room and pull Arona with me. Say, well, it looks like there's a guy in there being taught a lesson or two, and poor John, apparently his name is, just hit the ground.
John? Oh, oh, oh,
Uh-oh.
oh.
A friend of yours?
No, no, he is a good guy most of the time.
He
Just
seems like
doesn't.
he's got a bit of an attitude, maybe too much so.
That's one way to look at it.
Uh-oh. What's another way?
He's just a dick.
Oh. Well,
And
he's
then,
getting what he asked for.
and then she blushes after she says it, that that's not something she would usually says out loud.
I pat her arm, like, well, let's walk here in the gardens.
She's walking you through the gardens and gives her a smile like, "I'm glad you've come this far in your studies. You seem to have been improving a lot. I'm glad you finally accepted my offer."
Glad I took you up on it. There's still a lot to learn, but I feel especially like with Una, I'm improving in my skills in martial arts, which is the base, and then with a couple of others, the studies are going well. Intriguing information here. I say, and I'm thinking of Alakar's statement about using his disguised self, and I sort of smile and then just look back at Arona, like, what brings you here?
Um, I was looking into one of the disappearances of one of the monks. He hasn't returned from his trip, and I was doing some catch up on finding out what happened. I'm
Which
sure
monk
it's
was
nothing.
that? Yeah.
Huh?
Which monk was that?
Oh, it was that she's trying to think of the name. I just read it. Balor, that's the one. The half elf. He has brownish hair. He's kind of smug.
Oh, I think I saw him on the first day here.
Oh,
He was just leaving.
oh oh.
He didn't
Do you?
speak to me much, but
Oh. Well,
so did he go far? Was his trip a long ways away?
uh, he said he was going to visit a friend before he goes, and he was going to take a trip to the fair hall.
What's the weather up there like? Could he have experienced a storm and had to go off road a bit?
Um, on the worst days, you would see uh, it rains some ash, but that's about it. It comes
Ash
from
rain.
Yeah, it comes from the Crimson Mountain. Sometimes the mountain coughs up some ash, and the ash blows it that way. It's really quite common sometimes in the area that lives near the Crimson Mountain.
Sure. I've read a little about it. I've never experienced. It can affect the inner bellows, though, and I start, like trying to explain. And if you breathe it in on in large amounts, it could cause exhaustion, and maybe he had to lay down and lay up a few days.
That would explain Coldfell.
Explain what?
Oh, she's mumbling to herself. There's a city that lives under the mountain. Well, not under the mountain, like near the mountain, like the edge of the mountain, something like that. She's trying to explain it the best she can. It's the city that is a sister city of another city, but that city lives near, like very near the mountainside of the volcanic mountain of the Crimson Mountain. So, yeah, I guess that would explain some things.
So this place, what is it called? Coldfell?
Coldfell, yes.
Like, cold?
No, like what? Um, um, hmm.
Wait, out of character, go ahead and spell it.
Coalfell.
Oh, cold. Coldfell.
Yeah.
Okay, got
She
it.
goes like
We've all got different accents here, so that's, I'll just have to get used to it.
she
Oh.
goes like that fat elf that gives presents to things.
Sorry.
The Winter Father.
Of course, yes. So are there humans there and half-elves or mostly dwarves? Because underground.
Oh, it's not underground. It's like the mountain's there, and they're also there. Get it?
Yeah. So they're nearby, just nearby. Okay.
Yeah. She just gives you a smile like, yeah, that's it. I think in recent that there was some dwarves and dragonborns there. They're always fighting, but here like a lot of monsters attack Coldfeld a lot. They never ask for help, but there's been reports of a lot of monsters down there.
Oh, the earth is breaking open. The creatures from the abyss. And I kind of go off on one of my, stories that I've read in my researches, and I'm looking off to the side, and I kind of forget where I'm at.
She just stands there listening to you. She listens to your story because she listens to your stories as you listen to hers. She's just listening to you mostly.
Very, very good, Matt. So I kind of come back into the present and say, well, are you going to send people after him if he's ill or injured from the ash fall? Perhaps someone with a cart or even just someone to lean on could help.
Oh no, I don't think it's the ash would have any. It's very rare that it rains in Fairhall. Embercrest would get most of the ash fall, but Fairhall is pretty far. They only get it on like strong winds heading north.
Okay.
I'm sure he's fine. I think he's just taking a little detour on his route. It's probably nothing.
I nod and smile, and then I consider the subject closed. If she thinks it's fine, I'll probably think it's fine too.
She gives you a spot. She's in task of being. She's the guard. She said that she has guard duty tonight, and if you would like to join her.
Oh, I'm honored. I will definitely do that. First watch.
She gives you like a half smile, like we're not patrolling the outside of the temple. We're patrolling the vaults.
How interesting. They must think highly of me to allow me that honor. And I agree. Will you come to get me, or should I meet you somewhere?
Well, they don't know you'll come with me. I'd just rather have someone there.
Of course. In that case, I'll meet you in front of the library.
That's fine with me.
Okay. So I agree on the time and place.
And she agrees, and she'll pick you up at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So later that day, she'll come back and look for you in the library.
And I'm there. I've got everything I can to do what I think is a mysterious errand, and I'm quite looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back to Ben since he's back. I saw them muted. I saw
Yeah.
them.
Sorry, I thought you could see me. I've been back since you sent the message.
Oh no, sorry.
Ah, damn it. Sorry.
That's all right. It was good timing. So.
Okay, so at this point you are playing with the orc. The orc has lost a little too many times, and he was like, "Bah, this game's stupid. I don't want to play no more."
I've won a lot off this guy, but I think I can push him a little more, and I'm trying my luck really. And I just say sort of your game, any game you want, 1 round, all in.
He thinks it over, and then just like lifts up the small the pouch, the medium pouch he did have with money in it, that now has less in it. It doesn't have that much, so when he picks it up, it's not that heavy. He just looks at it, thinking, is it worth it?
Win all your money back, friend.
You think he's trying to think it over. Play a game of fish with me before I go.
Sure, why not?
He gives a big grin, go like, yes, and takes out like this pack of old ripped up cards. He says, "You play with your hand, I play with mine."
Agreed.
And he's like all happy about it, and then the two half orcs from behind come. The two half orcs from behind come up to him like and just put an arm on his shoulder. Gunther, we go now. We come back tomorrow. And Gunther like looks up and like, but fish.
That's
And
sort of lean over friendly, like let him fish.
he looks over at you. It's like, Gunther, we come back tomorrow. If your little friend is here tomorrow, you can play fish. And the one next to him that doesn't have a hand on his shoulder goes, Dorth, why don't you just leave him? There's not gonna be any problem, right? He seems like to be the more smarter of the three. That he speaks, the smartest of the three, not smarter, the smartest of the three, to be able to speak as normally as he does. And the other one just like pushes his hand away, like, Gunther, we leave now. And Gunther all sadly like yes, sir, and gets up, puts his cards in his deck, his deck of cards in his pocket.
Okay, and I think I've done pretty well for tonight, and I just sort of casually but in a hurry just start gathering all the coin and putting it into little pouches and strap it to my belt, and I'll try and leave as quickly as possible.
Let me roll.
But I try to look proper cash.
Alright, so the orc the half orc is that's leading, that's telling him to come on. It like gives you a look and like cocks his eye like, He knows that he sees that you won a lot of money, but he's not gonna call the coin. He probably thinks, well, Gunther's stupid, so Gunther lost his money. Nothing we can really do about it. And they leave the tavern for the night.
They leave.
Yeah, they just start heading out.
Cool. And because I've won so much money, I'm gonna just gonna get a room and some food for the night. Actually,
And that's good. During the night, it's like nighttime now. You um the barmaid brings you your last drink. Like, isn't your friend coming back yet?
I would have expected him, but he's not here. I must admit, he seemed troubled when he left. Um, I'm worried.
Oh, well, Ballard's a strong man. I don't think he'll have any trouble. Right? Yeah.
And I'll be sort of like jovial, like yeah, of course. And I was sort of.
Do you know where we went off to?
He went to Walcorm. Is that where he went?
Where was that?
Fair hall.
Fair Hall.
Fairhole. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't hear you quite well. And she was like, she gives a smile like, "Oh, that's a good place. He probably didn't get. That's a safe place, so he probably didn't have that much trouble."
Well, no, of course. He'll be back in the morning, I'm sure.
Yeah. So she gives you like a half smile, pats you on the head, and just walks out. During the night, you hear some. Roll perception for me.
21.
21. All right. So at night, you hear like some arguing downstairs. It doesn't sound. Well, not downstairs. More like out your window. You hear arguing of like what these people. They're arguing about. You hear arguing outside. Some sounds like brash and orcish. The other one sounds like um.
And I would sort of slump out of bed, like tired, like for God's sake, like, and mosey over to the window and just pull the curtain a tad and look out and see if are they illuminated? Can I see?
In the back alley, you'd see like this orcish figure with the cloakish man. They seem to be arguing about something. You're not quite sure what. Maybe it's the sleep that's getting to you, that you just woke up, but you're not sure what they're shouting about. And the cloakish man just like holds up his hands, and the orc gets quiet. The cloaked man looks around, pulls out this amulet, and hands it to him. The orc is just quiet this whole time. And they both walk their separate ways.
Oh, can I make some sort of check to see if I thought that was valuable in any way?
Yeah. Give me. Don't really know which perception would be a good one.
Perception?
Yeah.
It's 20.
You're looking at this amulet. It is a gold amulet. Seems to have like a certain gem in the middle. It seems like if you would sell this, you would be set for a week. Worth. This would be a high amount of money. If you spend it right, maybe the whole month.
Did I recognise the orc as the one I was playing cards against?
Yeah.
Okay, and I would perk up immediately and bed, just like that, looking up at the ceiling, just praying that he came back tomorrow.
So, during the night, Sander, you just accompanied her to the vault at the monk's temple. She tries to sneak you in through the door, like, just come with me.
Okay.
And both walk down this long hall. She's the only one holding a torch as you follow behind her.
All right.
And then she passes through an iron door. As she walks in, there's just this large vault in front of you. And then she turns around, looks at you, like, well, this is it.
What do I see?
You just see this large brass iron door, this large brass bronze vault door under the temple. It seems like it would take a couple of you to even think of opening this door. Well, the weight and heavy it looks. But other than that, it looks like an iron door. And you just see a table with some chairs and a small candle that Aurora is going to walk up and light up.
Is there anything on the walls?
No.
So they're plain stone or wood?
It's plain stone. From your walk, you know that you're under the temple at this point.
Okay.
She just sits on one of the chairs like, this is what we do. We're going to sit here and wait and just watch the vault door. So, anything you want to talk about?
So she's opened the door and we've gone into the vault itself?
No, she's opened the door
outside.
and you're outside the vault in a room where the vault
Okay.
the door would open.
I look around, a little confused. I guess I would have expected more, something more elaborate. I don't think I would have realized that this was down here. So I'll walk over, I'll sit beside her, and I'll say, so what's in the vault, if I may ask?
She gives a half a smile, like, I'm not really sure. I know our money is in there. I know of some knickknacks in there.
Knickknacks.
But I know there's a powerful artifact in there that's the reason we're keeping watch.
Oh, now that sounds interesting. Is there a story to go with it to pass the time?
It was used a long time ago to hold on to a person's soul. People would use it to, store evil criminals or capture a dying person to maybe bring them back to life another time, or to prevent them from bringing back to life. This crystal-like ball just captures the soul of a living person and keeps it in the pocket, you would think.
I kind of frown at that point and not sure if I think that's, appropriate for
She looks like
soul to be kept.
it's not like we keep it or anything. It's more, well, we are keeping it. It's just we don't use it. We took it. How do you say?
Acquired it.
You could say we required it. I think we fought the guild, not the guild, the temple master fought off this creature that was stealing other souls and keeping it for itself and feeding itself off it.
Oh, I see.
So we required it from him, you could say. And after that battle, we locked it up here.
I look over at the door. So there's no interesting scroll work on it or words to read. It's just a door.
There's not really anything written in it. You could see that maybe someone got bored down here and gave it a couple of punches. But other than that, They usually just send one monk one monk downstairs to just watch over the vault.
I look back at her and I say, so have you ever seen the door opened?
She just shakes her head like, no, not really.
Shame. I pull out a piece of paper and some writing utensil. I'll say, let me introduce you to something. It's called hangman.
She's
Let
like,
us
hangman.
while away the hours of the night. You try and guess my words. And I'll just try and distract her for a minute. I mean, not distract her like to do anything. Just it is just mainly to while away the hours.
She nods, like, all right, that sounds fun. I guess let's do that.
And as we're doing this, after a while, I kind of look up at the door again. Curiosity. So, do you actually have keys to the door yourself?
She doesn't. She's like, no, I don't have the keys. I'm just supposed to watch it, and if anything happens, I pull the cord that's next to the vault, and everyone would rush down here.
And what does this? What does the cord look like?
It's just this rope that leads through a hole all the way up top to the straight. This rope that leads into a hole that you would probably think leads inside the temple.
Mm-hmm. All right, I look over at that again. I was like, oh yeah, right. Okay, of course I see that now. And so I'll encourage her to play a couple more games, and I'm still thinking, oh, how do we get inside her? So after a while, I said, so who does have the keys?
She looks confused at you. I would
And
think
I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
she's like, maybe the head monk. I'm not sure who would have it.
Okay. But then, at that point, I'm also thinking, Alacar. I'll bet he knows. I'm going to have to talk with him in the morning. And I'll go back to the games with her.
Yeah, during the night you just have sometimes Alora will nod on and off, and sometimes you're both just chatting it up. You would tell her things you've researched, and she would just listen to you talk on that.
Mm-hmm.
Arona every once in a while would nod off. She basically brought you down here like we could take turns sleeping if anything happens.
Sure.
Things like that. In the morning, you realize Arona's trying. If you nodded off, Arona's trying to wake you up. If you're like studying or doing something, she just grabs your arm like, "I have to sneak you out of here. Do you know the way up?"
I think so.
She's like, she hands you this a little torch. She's like, "Okay, you can't be down here when they come pick me up. So try to make your way upstairs without getting caught, okay?"
That's fine. I'll hand the torch back to her, I'm a half elf. And say, that's okay. I'll probably be less easy to find without the torch. And I'll head back up the stairs. Do I,
She like claps her hands and like bows to you like, thank you for being here. But I don't want, I shouldn't have brought you down here. I didn't think it over. Just be safe, okay?
Oh, and I sort of felt bad for her. It's like, oh, she's so young, and of course you get tired when you're that age. And I'll head back up. Do I remember the path?
Yeah, it's a straight path. You would only have to worry about the corridor upstairs.
Okay, I took. Yeah, I did take stealth. So I'm going very quietly, but as quickly as I can without making a lot of noise.
Okay, roll stealth. Roll a stealth check.
Okay. 12 plus 2, so, 14.
Okay. As you peer out the door, the door makes a little squeaking sound as you look outside, and you see two guards heading towards the door. You can make a quick stealth check to run behind a pillar and
Mhm.
hide there. But they're heading your direction.
Okay, well, I will try that. 14 plus 2, 16.
All right. So you give a little. You hurry yourself along to behind the pillar as you watch two monks head towards the door and go open it and head downstairs.
And do I hear them saying anything to each other?
No, they're probably just giving small talk to each other um or quiet enough to just walk down. They're just heading that way.
Okay, and they're just normal guards, just normal monks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll stay very quietly, very still behind the pillar until they're well past, and then I'll try and continue.
Okay. So this would be morning for August, and the the barmaid knocks on your door and says, "All right, time to get up."
Ah, I sort of shake the cobwebs out of my hair and grab my things. What time is it?
Time for you to pay your bill.
Of course. Is Balor turned up this morning?
Uh, she gives you like, you see her smile like linger a bit, like, "I'm sure you'll turn up today."
Yeah, of course. And I'll just grab my things and go downstairs to settle up.
She like, as you walk past, she ruffles your hair like, just don't get into trouble today, okay?
Never.
And if you need anything, you know you can come to us, right? She's referring to herself in the bar the barkeeper.
Okay, I would be a little shocked. Like, I just gamble here, but I was like, I'd be thankful. Thank you. Yes, of course.
Give you a smile like, well, if you can feel like she feels bad about something, but she just wants to give you like some words of encouragement, like if you need anything, you can come to us.
Okay. So I'll probably let that hang for a bit as I went downstairs to pay up, and then maybe I'd ask her a question.
Okay.
So I'd let that like resonate. Like, what does she mean by that? Like,
Oh, you want to ask her the question?
I'd let it sort of sink into my head. Like, I'd be thinking it over. Like, what does she mean by should help? And then the look on her face would be like, what's going on? So I'd leave it a few minutes just to go downstairs and pay my bill.
Okay. As you walk downstairs, you see like patrons are starting to walk in. The regular drunks that just come here to drink.
Uh-huh.
Some hooded cloaks are in the back already, and this would seem like a normal venue for today.
Okay. I would. So what's the barmaid's name?
The barmaid's name is Nell. Nelly, if you would like.
I like Nelly. Okay, so Nelly, and I'd pull out what I owed her, a few gold or whatever it was, and I might even flick a copper across the table, have a drink on me type thing, and then I'd just sort of peer over her shoulder, or just past her and say, "Can you tell me about those guys in the back?"
She looks over at and looks at you like, "The cloak fellas?
Yeah, that would be the one.
They've been coming to town recently a lot. They, they've been coming to town a lot recently." And she's like, they pay for one drink and then just sit in the back talking to every so often to people that come in. Recently they were talking to those orc fellows, and as she says that, they walk in and start heading towards the back. She's like, "Yeah, them."
And Have you ever heard anything? Maybe being
Like
said between them.
I once heard that they were offering a position to guard something, but they weren't really. I didn't really hear much of it. They mostly get all quiet every time I'm near. But they were just saying they wanted guards for some citadel or something.
Hmm. Okay. And I would just sort of laugh that off. Like, I didn't really want to know anyway. And maybe I can get some breakfast. Um, the table just in the back there seems like a good place to sit near the window, and I'd want to sit like close enough to the guys, but not too close. Like they know I was there, but just
Yeah, I get it. So just you take take a breakfast, some drinks, and you walk to the back. You sit close enough so you could hear, but not close enough that it makes it obvious.
Yeah.
You're trying to listen in. Um, so roll a perception for me.
It's just a 6.
6. You don't really hear. The bar's starting to get starting to get a little louder as the day goes on, and you don't not really hearing anything that you usually do. You do, however, see that like one of the orcs is looking around, and you would think that it was the orc that was with you yesterday.
Oh, okay. Um, if it seemed like the table was quiet, I might sort of raise a brow to the orc, just sort of, acknowledging,
Um,
maybe even ushering him over.
yeah. So he would. So as he looks at you, he gives you like a grin. He was like yeah, you.
Yeah.
He was
And
like,
sorry, go
he waits for a while as they get their talking. They seem to be talking something over, and you see him lean into the other orc, and the orc just yeah, just go. And so the orc gets up and like walks to your direction.
But both of them or just one?
One of them, the one that you played with yesterday.
Okay. And I would pull my chair back and stand up. Sort of say, "Greetings. We're here to win your money back." A question.
He gives a smile like, yeah, I'm here to win. It's all for nothing this time. There's no way I'll lose.
And I would say, your game or mine. And I'd flick out some cards, just ready. On the table.
He pulls out of his pocket this amulet-looking thing and it puts it around his neck. And after a bit, his demeanor seems to change. He gives you a smile, and with a different voice, he answers you like, "Let's play poker." Not a game that he said.
Usually play. And I'd just sort of shake my head like what the hell? Of course, sit. I sort of just start shuffling the cards, still trying to cheat like off the back because I'm like, this is a bit weird.
All right, so okay, so in the first couple rounds, in the first round of the game, he seems to be adjusting to something, and he's not doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
But after things start getting picked up, he's starting to naturally become more aware of the situation. And you see him eyeballing you in places that you think, you're gonna make a cheating move, and you see him give you a look, and you think twice about it. does he know?
Yeah.
So you sometimes back that off, sometimes to a point where like you're not cheating as you should, and the game is becoming like a normal game,
More fair.
more fair. And to you, it's like you don't like this. You don't like being played by some something that should be dumber than you.
Yeah.
You
And I'm actually not that good at poker. I mean, I know the rules and I know how to win while cheating. Not great at actually bluffing.
so
Good at bluffing, sorry, but I'm not good at really winning.
so like on this is your final hand. This would be the judge of the money that you've both placed on the table. He gives you a smile. Uh, he gives you a smile and thinks to himself that he's thinking to himself. He's like feels like this is a good win for me. He's just smiling at you as you look at your hand.
Okay, and I'm holding three of a kind, three kings. But the way he's looking at me, it's like he's got me beaten, and I don't like that. I to make a card trade to make it four of a kind. So I think I might have a better chance of winning.
All right, I'm gonna roll a sleight of hands.
Nat 20. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. You
So
can't see that.
hold on. Dang. Okay, so I can't see it. So he doesn't catch on to like you switching out your cards, and he gives off like when you turn over your cards, you have over kind. And he's confused of what just happened, and he stands up slowly and just like glares at you like.
And if he's showing any aggressive demeanor, I don't know. He doesn't know. I don't know that he doesn't know I've cheated, and I'll just start cracking up my winnings and try and stuff them away as quickly as possible. If that is all, good day, sir. Good day. Good day. And I sort of trot towards the exit.
Just giving you a glare like, that was the last of my money. And you see like he's like moving a little closer to you. But you're
on my back.
Yeah, you're like making your way out. So
I would acknowledge him over my shoulder, but my feet would be shuffling like a cartoon, sort of like right out the door.
Like, excuse me. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So Sanders, it's becoming midday for you.
Okay.
You are in the temple. What are you doing? You said you wanted to talk to Alucard.
Yeah, I'm heading towards, or I'm already in the library, and looking to see if Alucard is there studying. Do I see him?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 15, I don't think I have. Yeah, just a straight 15.
Straight. You don't have an intelligence. You don't have a wisdom modifier.
Well, in perception. Oh, okay. I thought if you're trained in it, you added extra on there. Actually, for wisdom, yeah, I'd have +2, so it would be 17.
All right.
I still don't have the knack of that down yet.
You look around and you don't see Alucard at his usual spot, and you start looking around the library, and he is not here today, would it seem. You've seen him every day that you've walked in, but today would be one of those days that you don't.
So I'll kind of say under my breath, just, you'd have to be standing quite close to him and say, oh, Alucard, I wanted to talk with him today. Oh. And I'll sit down at a table and pull out some notes to think while writing. That's what I like to do.
And you wow, don't even know what I'm saying anymore. All right, so you're writing down notes, and after like an hour or so, you hear the taps of feet like running towards you.
Okay.
And Arona comes up to you and like, hey, what you doing?
I'm going to say not much. Have a seat. Wait, what's that?
She sits next to you like, so no one saw you leave, right?
I'll say, no, there were 2 guards, but I ducked behind a pillar and they didn't seem to respond or have any indication that they had seen me. Why?
Okay, it's just nothing. The guards, when they came to pick me up, they seemed like there was something on their mind, but they didn't really say anything to me.
Yeah, and I'm feeling kind of guilty at this point because I joined this temple and meant to do well, and here I am kind of going behind their backs, and so I'm feeling a little unsure. And I said, well, did they say anything odd at all?
No, they're just like they had something on their mind, but they didn't really say anything to me when I got back. When they said I could go, that's it.
Oh, maybe it's the fellow that disappeared. You think they were worried about having to go out and find him?
And to that she gets all quiet. It's like, oh, I didn't think of that. She gets up and goes like, well, okay, I'm gonna go ask around. Maybe I can find something out about that.
Okay.
And then she runs off. So August, you have an orc chase walking. Like you leave the bar and he's following you.
Right. And I would still actually be trying to put the gold I won away and my cards, and during like the quick step that I'm doing up the side alley or down the street, a few of my cards would flick out of my pocket onto the floor.
As you look behind you to see where that card landed, you see the orc just like at the end of the alley, like, boy, come back! I think you dropped something.
If the orc, he would notice that there are 2 faces on either side. It's a card. Like one of them, well, one side's a 2 and the other side.
Yeah, like he's making his way over there and he sees the card, but he doesn't really pick it up. He's more walking past it, heading towards you.
He doesn't realize.
That's sweet. And I'd sort of turn around. Fair and square, friend, fair and square. And as I walk down the road, I would eye an alleyway and just bolt down it.
All right, I'm gonna need you to make an athletics check. Well, I also make an athletic check.
Athletics. Oh, mate. I've rolled a 1.
You tripped.
Which is actually a -1 with modifiers.
Well, he rolled a 5, so he didn't do much better, but he's catching up to you.
Okay.
And like you see, like he's grabbing something out of his pocket. Like, just come back, boy. I think you dropped more things. I'm trying to give it back to you. And he's gonna roll deception.
Okay.
Wow, that was some battles. He rolled a 6.
Do I need to oppose or?
No, you like get the feeling that he's not really telling you the truth.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, all right, he's fucking lying. Nope, don't want this.
So I would, with my 1, I would trip and fumble and spill the gold that I hadn't put away onto the floor. It wouldn't be all of it, but it'd be some of it at least, and I'd really want it, so I'd be quickly trying to pick it all up and stash it away, ever mindful of the guy that's just stalking me out the road.
All right, so he's catching up to you at this point, and you see that he's taking out some sort of dagger from his pocket. And as he closes in on you, he's like, all right, don't want any trouble, boy. Just give me back my money. I can't keep, the whole point of today was to win back the money, and I have to get it back one way or another.
And I'd be facing him at this point down the alley, walking backwards until my back was pressed against the wall. I look up for any escape route. None seems entirely viable. But I just try and calm him down. Fair and square, friend. Fair and square. Fair and square.
He was like, I caught you cheating before. Look, fair and square. I'll leave. Just give me the money. And I'll go.
That's not how poker works, Orc. Please, let me go. You can win your money back again tomorrow.
Yeah, he cocks a smile like, there won't be a tomorrow. For you, anyways. He's about ready to attack.
And my eyes widen, and I sort of bring my arms back, like as in to react to a stab.
All right, so he's gonna make an attack roll on you. Let's see how that goes.
Bring it on.
Jesus. Okay, let me tell you about my rolls so far. My rolls have been 4, 5, 6, and now 5. So they aren't the best. So he makes a stab at you, and like your movement, he misses with it.
Yeah, just sort of body feint him. The dagger sort of goes over my shoulder, maybe.
Yeah, and it looks like you just stand still, boy.
And at this point, I'm just like crouched down, like ready for any. I probably wouldn't even try and punch him because I'd be so scared. I'll just try and wrestle the knife off of him.
All right, roll.
I'd grab both of my hands on his arm.
Acrobatics check, and I'll do an opposing roll.
Oh, that's good.
What was it?
22.
Okay, mine was a 7.
Cool.
So, the orchestra, it gives you another swing of his dagger, and he's trying to stick it in you, but you grab it at the right angle and just start trying to wrestle it out of his hand, and you like pinch some sort of nerve on his arm, and he lets it go, and you just now have the dagger in your hand.
Okay, so as we're sort of grappling, and it'd be trying to push the knife into my stomach, and I just managed to whip the knife away, and instinctively go for a stab to the neck.
All right. Roll.
Oh, that's good. That would be it. I rolled 15 plus 5 for my dex. 20. What's the attack for a dagger? Damage? Is it a D6?
It's I think a D4.
D4?
Oh, here's the orc. Okay. So what did you attack with? How much was the attack again? Sorry.
The attack was 20 overall.
Yeah, you hit him.
And D4 for the attack? Oh, that's pretty bad. So it's I rolled a 1.
All right.
Dex is plus 3, so.
So, okay. So, sorry. Yeah. Hold on. So you remember Balor? See, he taught you a few moves, like how to wheel. If you ever get into trouble, you fight like this. If you need to move out of the way, you move like this. He's taught you some things. He was like he he said he'll teach you the rest when you join the temple. But for now, these will keep you safe if you ever need to use it. So you hold on that ability, and you gain like an extra 2 damage because of what he's taught you in the past. So how much damage exactly was that?
So I rolled a 1 damage plus, so it'd be plus 3 piercing. So that's what 5? No, 4. Sorry.
4. Then the plus 2 he gave you.
And plus 2.
All right. So you stick the dagger in the orc's side, and he just makes a yell like "Ah!" and looks down at you like. So it's going to be like that, eh?
And I'd pull the dagger out and hold it in both hands and point at him. Back off. Back off.
He gives you a smile. He sees that this is like the first time you've actually used a dagger. And he was like, he thinks I can take him. I can do this. I don't have to worry about it. He got me good, but I can still take him. So he goes for like a charges straight at you. 17 versus your AC.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
All right, so he runs at you, and with both and just tackles you into the wall and holds you there, and starts pummeling you as much as he can.
Okay, and I would be holding up my arms in defense, but not defending at all. He'd just be pummeling me, and
So you take 1 damage because I suck at rolling.
Good.
Like, maybe he doesn't want to hurt you that bad, so he's like pulling punches away.
So maybe I did a bit better at blocking than
I
thought. Maybe. Okay, cool. Margaret.
Yeah, your turn.
Okay. So as I be blocking, I just sort of bring the dagger across wherever I could, maybe his face or his chest, whatever was closest and lucky enough to hit, and I would roll a 13.
13. You're getting pummeled to the point where like you can't really see. So you make a swipe, but you miss.
Cool.
And like he sees you swiping, he's like, and he gets angry and goes to punch you again. Okay. The 13 doesn't hit you, does it?
No.
No. So he just goes, he gives you a big swing and he goes to punch you and he misses. Or actually, he hits the wall behind you.
Nice. And as he was sort of wincing in pain from hitting the wall behind me, I would bring my knee up into his groin with an unarmed strike as my bonus action, which would be a 20. And then, as he was wincing in pain, obviously from that, I would bring the dagger into his shoulder with a 23. So the unarmed strike would be a 5, and the dagger would be a 7 with the modifier you gave me.
All right, that dagger, as he sinks into the orc, he falls over and is like bleeding out. Like, he's like on one knee and looking up at you. Puny human. Oh. And you can see like this orc isn't gonna make it. That last strike really did him in.
And if I could, I'd scurry up to my feet, back against the wall, and I'd just look at him, sort of horrified, with the dagger sticking out of his chest, and the blood running all over his torso.
All right, I want to make an acrobatics roll, and you make the acrobatics roll opposing.
Oh, don't even bother.
Well,
I rolled a 20.
I rolled a 10. So he makes one last lunge at you, and as you move out the way, you like. All right, he makes a lunge at you and he misses, and he like seeps his blood onto the wall and slides down it, dead.
Maybe as he hits the wall, the dagger just goes in that bit more. As he hits the floor, and the blood just pools around him. I just sort of look, and I look at my hands covered in blood, and I just red, and I shake and just run.
As you're making your run out the hall, out the alley, you run into the barmaid. That's like she saw you run out, and she goes up to check on you, and then she sees the sight of what she just sees what outside, and she like looks shocked and looks at you.
And I feel like I would probably like almost connect with her and just like leave two red handprints on her shoulders, and I'd step back. I'd just stutter and I wouldn't be able to speak.
August, what have you done?
I just wouldn't be able to speak. I'd just be sputtering my words trying to explain what happened, but I wouldn't be able to get any information out that would be relevant.
August, tell me exactly what happened, please.
I've made a horrible mistake. He wanted his money back. I'd won. Not quite fair and square. It's just that he's dead. I think I killed him.
And as the words leave your mouth, she gasps and looking at your bloody hands and body, she's like, August, no. And she takes a walk back to the bar.
She walks me back to the bar.
Yeah, she walks you back to the bar and just not inside. She just puts you out. She just puts you outside the bar and like tells you, just August, just wait here. And she just takes a walk.
As she's walking away from me, I just, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And my voice gets louder until it's almost a scream.
At this point, you see guardsmen make their way over to you, and you notice, like, he's not the captain of the guard, but it's one of the guards that used to pick you up, and he just has a look that's like, and he just has an unbelievable look, like he knows you. He knows like what you be caught for, and usually this would be the point where like he's like, oh, it's just you. It's like making your tricks again, but this time it's more serious. Like, August, do you know what you did?
I would look him in the eyes, around the eyes probably, and just show him the palms of my hands covered in blood, and where I've sort of been wiping my face with the tears away, the blood would be in my face, and the phone would ring in the back.
Alright, hold on 1 second.
I gotta interrupt my dog. Wait.
That'll be the end of the episode, like to be continued.
I hate phones. I hate phones so much. It's one of those solicitor calls that just want to offer you something.
Oh yeah.
Not even important. All right. So, he looks at you with disapproval in his eyes. That like this, he's seen you do things before, but this is like crossing a line. He doesn't know what to really say to you. He's like, August, you're gonna have to come with me. You know that, right?
And at this point, I'd be babbling nothing, but I'd just be saying red, and just looking at my hands. Red.
He sighs and is like, let's go, Austin. Yeah, he just takes you to the jailhouse. Sanders.
I think she's gone to the cat out or something.
Oh, poop. Didn't see
I
you.
don't actually know that for sure. Oh, 2 minute break is a duty.
All right, so let's continue with you. So you're taken to the guards. Um, you're taken to the jailhouse, and the captain of guards waiting for you. He looks at the guard that brought you, like, Grayson, what what's he doing here? And then he looks at the bloodstains on your shirt and your hands, and he gets real quiet.
Would I be in shackles at this point, or any
No,
sort of...
you're still being brought in.
Okay.
Grayson like takes just doesn't say anything to the captain and just brings you to the back and puts some shackles on you. You're like, and he just whispers at you like, "I'm sorry, Austin." We're sorry this had to happen.
It wasn't my fault. He attacked me.
He gives you a sigh like, we don't know that, Austin. We really don't. You know that, right? That we can't just assume anything.
Jeez. And I just my head would just stop in my hands, and I'd go back to muttering to myself. But this time, Red would be interrupted with the hooded man. The hooded man. Red.
Roll perception. Like, do they understand what you just said, or? Yay! They're paying attention.
Yay!
There's like, and Grayson like leans down on you like, "What hooded man? Austin? What do you mean? Who else was there?"
Yeah. 3 half orcs.
What?
2 hooded men. 3. I don't know. I don't know.
And he looks, like, "Austin, I'll take this investigation. I'll do it personally. But I hope for your sake, this was defense."
And if he's stood in front of me, I don't know. But I'd reach out and grab his hand, even though I was chained, and I'd grab his hands. It was self-defense. But I still killed him. It was self-defense. Red.
And he gives you a nod like, we know you're a good kid. Just give us time. We'll see what's going on. And we'll leave you off there. Sanders. Hello.
That's pretty good. That was intense.
Really awesome. Thank you.
So, at this point, you've been sitting in the monastery, and you haven't heard back from Arona. These names,
Okay.
I forget them, and I just said them a few minutes ago.
You know, I had to write them at the top of the page,
So Arona is gonna walk over to you, and she, in a hushed voice, was like, "They don't know what happened to him. He's still missing.
Oh heavens!
This isn't good. Like, this is 4 days. That the journey there takes only 1 day. Half a day on horseback. And he left on a horse. He hasn't returned. This isn't good."
Are they gonna send a search party? I would think a horse could be tracked. At least the prints.
They, the head monk said we're gonna give it a week. Like, by the end of the week, they'll send out a full investigation. But until then, we have to just put our faith that he's okay.
Has he done this before?
No, this is his first. He acts like he usually takes care of this other kid, and he usually isn't like. Don't get me wrong, he's not a bad person. He's really good, honest, good-hearted.
Of course.
But this is the first offense that like he's never been gone. Like this is the first time he's been missing.
Well, maybe there's brigands on the road. You'd think they'd send someone to look. If that's something really odd.
Well, the letter wasn't important, and he was tasked to take this time on this request. So we have to give him. We don't know anything. We just have to give him an extra day. We sent a raven. We sent a pigeon out, and hopefully we'll hear back. But until then, we can only hope. It's okay.
All right. I bet that's what the guards are discussing, though. I hope. You don't think they saw me. I just didn't let on. Do you?
No, because I would have been told otherwise.
I guess we better not do it again, but it was kind of fun.
She gives you a smile like, yeah, it was. Thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Yes, anytime. Well, maybe not anytime, but it was fun. So I'll go back to my studies, and I'll kind of keep in mind that this is out there, that maybe the roads aren't as safe as we originally thought, this part of the world.
As you're making your way back to where your studies, you're seeing the head monk like storming off. He's storming off from his chambers straight to the exit. Like he's making a beeline. Is there anything you want to say?
So he'll walk past me.
He's walking past you.
I'll say good morning, sir, and bow.
And he stops and looks over at you like, you're, initiate, Sanders, right?
Yes, Sanders, sir. Sanders Sandstone.
Sandstone. All right, Sandstone. You come with me.
I do. Suddenly very scared.
He's walking straight for a beeline to the exit of the temple, and there's like you notice that there's a man in a armored suit standing there at the bottom of the stairs. As the head monk walks over, like, Captain, and the the guardsman just nods like, sir, we have a situation, and the mayor has asked that, as a representative, could, like, one of your monk men knows the boy that we have in question. The mayor is asking if the monk be brought to jury for jury duty, like as a defendant to defend the victim that's in question. And he gets a hard look on his face, like he's not here. And he was like, "Oh." The guardsman looks at him like, "Oh, okay." Well, the victim is being questioned about an incident that happened at the tavern. There seems he broke out into a fight with an orc. The orc died in the alleyway as the victim made an escape for it. We were hoping to get the monk to testify, put in a good word for the boy. But if he's not here, things aren't looking great for him. He mentioned cloaked figures, but when we went to investigate, they weren't there. Neither was the other orcs that he mentioned. This isn't looking great for him. And the head monk looks over at you. You see, like, he gets an idea in his head, and he's not like, I'll take his place. I'll take the monk's place. And the guardsman is like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, that might be better.
Now, my character knows August, don't I? Or we meet after this?
You would have never meant that you joined like a month before any of this event would take place, and you're just now getting around to it, like
Okay.
learning
So
steps
I
and
didn't go
everything.
on. Yeah, alright.
And August would have always been like persuaded by Balor to like, hey, join us and stuff.
Alright, but I'm kind of listening to this exchange and so this Valor is still missing, obviously. I don't say anything out loud though.
So yeah, the so he's like, initiate, you're coming with me. You need to learn like what happens in outside the temple. Their justice. Our justice is different. You need to respect both.
Of course, sir.
So he like leads you to the town hall. August. Damn it. August. You're in chains being led to town hall as Grayson leads you and he's trying to talk to you, give you like encouragement, like, look, we didn't find the others that you mentioned, but don't worry, he's between you and me, the man you killed was an orc. There's not really much against you, but he was still a person, so there has to be a court ruling. Pretty sure you have like luck's probably on your side though.
Have I been washed? Am I still covered in blood or?
No, you've been washed. You've been cleaned up, locked in chains, and like they're walking you out.
And as he says, he was a man. I look at my hands. He was a person.
He's like, yeah, that he was a person. You're right. So you've been taken to the back of the town hall, where the mayor, you see him like look up at you, like he looks at you, and just like gives a nod, and Grayson takes you into another room. At this time, since I never said the head monk's name, did I?
No, I was looking for
Did
that actually. Like, did I
No.
write that down?
All right, so Sigrin
Okay.
walks in. That's the last name, Sigrin, and walks into the town hall with you. Like, all right, Soundstone, we're going to sit here. You sit here. I'm going to talk to the mayor for a second,
Okay.
and then we'll see how this trial goes.
Alright. I sit down. I'm a little overawed by all this, but I gather my robe and kind of in my fist and sit down and stare around nervously.
So, after a while, the captain of the guard comes to the courtroom. He's like, Mayor Thornton and Mayor Thornton presiding. So the mayor walks in, sits on the high chair, like a toddler. He sits on the big chair. I forgot what it's called in the chamber. Sits in the judge's seat and looks down like, all right, so what happened, guys? Give me a breakdown. And the captain relays the information that was brought to him, that August was accused of murder murdering a half orc to in the behind the alley of the tavern. No one but the barmaid was present at the time. The act was already committed, and like Austin has been taken in a few times. He's not a bad kid. It's just like this is a major act of violence, and when it like you could see that the captain of the guard is trying to defend August a bit, and as he's doing that, the Thornton looks down like, all right, Captain, it's enough. And then they bring Grayson opens the door and brings August to the chair. The what was that? In the courtroom called exactly. Well,
The defense. The defense.
yeah, the fence is
The accused.
the
Oh,
accused.
yeah, you can invent it. We'll know what you mean.
The accused table, like this is the accusers and this and there's
So prosecutors and the defendants.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, but you can call it whatever you want. We'll adapt.
well he's been taken to the chair in the corner where they're going to start naming charges and what they're going to do with him, and he has a chance to defend himself because there's no one related to the victim. It's just like people versus August. So August is brought in and placed on the chair.
And as whoever was bringing me in, I'd be sort of looking at them like Balor. Has word been sent to Balor?
He leans down at you like, yeah, we try to get Ballard, but he's not at the temple. We couldn't find him. His master came though, which was shocking to us.
I would just slump like my days are numbered.
So, as you're being seated, Seagrin is gonna sit next to Sandstone and like nod at you like, all right, what's going on? What's
The accused has just given his story, and the mayor has asked for Valar. Of course, apparently he's not here, and they've explained that you're going to assist in the defense.
He thinks about it. Oh right, yeah, that's right. So he gets up again, and like walks over to the mayor, like, and you see him chatting with the mayor. The mayor leans down like, is there anything you would like to say for yourself, August?
I'd sort of reluctantly stand. Judge, jury, it was self-defense. He pulled a dagger on me. He tried to kill me. He tried to kill me for a few gold pieces. I didn't mean to, but I didn't have a choice. I'm sorry.
So there's no diplomacy in 5th edition, is there?
It's
The closest we have is persuasion, right?
persuasion would work, yeah.
All right.
Unless I was trying to lie, it'd be like a performance check, but it's not.
Yeah. So make a persuasion check.
15.
15. You see, like, this town has seen you around. The guards know you by now. Like, you get into trouble. There's not much they really do. Balor usually comes in, takes care of you. That's it. Not really much. Like, you've never done anything to this extreme.
No.
And they have, like, they want to believe you. Like, this, you're a good guy. That the orc probably cornered you, wanted to fight you over. But then there's some like tired of your shit. You stole from them a munch. You stole money from them time and time again. Like this wouldn't be something that they would pay you back with, but yeah, they're like you've done things and you deserve punishment. You can't always get away with it.
I don't pretend to be an honest boy, man, however you're trying me. But I'm not capable of this. I'm not capable of murder. Look at me, and you just see this like skinny boy, shabby sort of trying to dress himself up chic clothes. But I'm not capable of murder.
Sandstone. Anything you like? Is you're watching this go on? Is there any thoughts you have?
I'm greatly affected by this story, and though I don't know the young man, I can feel the circumstances. Definitely, he's alone. He doesn't have guidance, making his way in the world, and one bad turn of events. And we all know that orcs are violent. And I look over to Master Sigrin and hope that he'll come up with something to help. I probably would not feel like it was my place to speak out.
So Master Seagrin, like, it walks over to August and looks at him like, all right, Mr. Ashburn, I know you've been a good friend to Balor. He, one of the few monks in my temple that's shown much care for the people that he looks after. Sad to say that I haven't seen him in a few days. I know that he would be here today if he could, but he's not. He's trying to be like, buddy, I got you, but he's not great with the words. Like, it sucks that you're here, but don't worry. You might get killed, but don't worry about it. It's not the best words. You know,
I'll give him like a nodding, like, I know where you're, like, thank you, sort of nod.
Auburn's
Pretty
like,
tears.
this is a very painful act that's happened. You've killed. No matter how we try to spin this, how we try to say anything, you've killed. You have blood on your hands now. But that and blood on your hands could change a man. I know you've done things in the past that weren't like upstanding citizen, but we all aren't upstanding citizen. You did things to get by. I've heard about you, and I know you wouldn't stoop this low. So he looks up to the mayor. Mayor, if I may, I intend to offer him a choice. And the mayor was like, looks at him like, go on. Ashburn, I offer you this choice. Join the temple. I know Balor has been nagging you on time and time again to join us, but you've run out of options. Either join us at the temple and review your past actions and lived up to a better life, or, well, rot in jail was mostly your alternative. You can't say the court will rule favorably in your case. I'm giving you a chance to leave.
So I look down at the shackles binding my wrists, and I look up at Seagrim, and I just sort of, how do I Will you help me find redemption? Will you help me forgive myself? Will you help me? Please help me.
He puts his hand that's much larger than a normal old man's hand, and like grasps your shoulder and gives you a smile like, I will. We'll train you, we'll take you in, things will be better.
Please. Oh, thank you.
He turns to the mayor like, there you have it. The boy is under my custody now. And he looks at you, Sunstone, like, when he left, he told you we have to respect the rules of the town, we have to, and he literally just came in and was like, all right, he's mine now, so you can't hurt him.
I kind of wipe a tear, tears from out of my eyes. I'm really touched by this, and I try and smile and say, welcome, welcome.
So the guards take the shackles off Austin. Dang it.
August.
I'm really
this
bad
is
with
like
names.
a headmaster, though.
Yeah.
August. They take off the shackle off August and bring him towards Master Seagrin. Damn it! I'm really bad with names. I named them. Why am I so bad?
Practice.
Yeah.
This is the first run. Yeah.
And he's like, welcome aboard, son. We'll take you in.
And maybe I'd seen Saunders bow to him when he entered the room. So I would try and copy that, as if don't really know what I'm doing, but a bow. Maybe it looks a bit stupid.
For shits and giggles, how about you roll a performance?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's 16.
Oh, good. So yeah,
I'm a con man, so yeah, I should probably get that down.
he's impressed that you picked that up so quickly. So guys, I don't know if would you like to end this here and we can continue this another time, or would you like to keep going?
It's just 3 hours. Yeah, right on the button.
I didn't think it would be that long.
It goes fast, doesn't it?
I thought that was really good, mate.
Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it because it's a good note, and I know in other groups that you try and go over because it's so good. It's like it kind of deteriorates rather quickly after about 3 hours.
Yeah, I didn't think it was 3 hours. Was pretty long.
Yeah.
I have all these other things I planned. I was like, oh, we're gonna get to them, and then we're just now getting to.
It never happens, man.
Yeah.
And we're just now
this was great. I was just totally enthralled there a couple of times, and you totally forget that it's not real. It's just a story. You could be reading, watching a movie or something. I thought that was great. I really appreciated your guys' help at the start, and I'm totally up for another a continuation of this one or not, or whatever. I thought it was excellent.
I'll message both of you, and we'll see when we can do the next one.
Okay.
I'd really like to carry on. I really enjoyed that.
I want to see.
Right, what you guys are trying out.
Do you always play the same sort of time?
If you talk about Wednesdays, yeah, this would be the best time actually.
Okay.
Because I'm mostly free completely.
My weekends are really bad.
Because usually when I play with American, because it's usually Americans that they always play in the evening, and that's sort of middle of the night for me.
Yes.
It's like 5 hours ahead.
Yes.
So when I saw this one, I was like, yes, 6 o'clock in the evening, that's good.
It's great. Yeah, we could come up with more daytime people, and yeah, that'd be perfect. It was great for me. Weekends aren't good because we have my son-in-law is in a band, and they have band practice here, and the sound is wonderful, but it literally reverberates through the walls and the floors and right up into the microphone. So it's just a pain. So I don't do weekends.
Yeah, Hold on, I'm looking at. So my classes are about to start again,
Mhm.
and I'm looking at what time I get out. Yeah, I'm gonna be home at like around 3:30 Wednesdays now from now on.
So what time is it for you right
I'm
now?
home at 3:30.
Yeah, I'll be home at 3:30 Eastern time.
So you're Eastern Standard Time,
Yeah.
and you're thinking the
um,
start time would be. Sorry, give it to me again.
Well,
So Wednesdays.
when did we start? At what time did we start? Hold on, let me stop this.
For me, it was 11 o'clock. When I was like, okay, what did you write down? What was it?
Yeah, for me it was 7 p.m.
Hold on.
I think it was 2 for you.